It started as a cruel joke in a high school classroom, but what happened next left the entire school stunned. On an ordinary Thursday at Westbridge High in Dunford, Indiana, a calculus teacher's taunt backfired in a way no one expected. Mr. Thornton, notorious for his biting sarcasm, singled out Jamal Carter, the school's reserved black janitor, and challenged him to solve a tricky calculus problem in front of a restless class, expecting laughs. Instead, Jamal calmly stepped to the board, solved the derivative with precision, and left the room speechless. What followed wasn't just a viral moment. It unveiled Jamal's hidden past, transformed the school's dynamics, and sparked a wave of respect and inspiration. From a viral video to tutoring sessions, Jamal's brilliance redefined how everyone saw him, proving genius can hide in the most unexpected places. Hey fam, welcome back to the channel for stories of grit, heart, and epic comebacks. Smash that subscribe button, hit like, and drop your city in the comments. Fourth period at Westbridge High was dragging. Students eyed the clock more than the whiteboard, the air thick with chalk dust and the faint smell of old gym shoes. Mr. Thornton, 48, the calculus teacher, stood at the front, sharp-tongued and impatient. His sarcasm was routine tolerated, not loved. The board was a chaotic sprawl of derivatives, equations twisting like a puzzle. Phones hid under desks, some kids feigning interest, others staring out the window, dreaming of lunch. Then, a faint squeak echoed from the hall. Jamal Carter, 52, the school's janitor, was mopping, his steady rhythm a familiar hum. Thornton paused mid-lecture, glanced at the door, and smirked. "Well, look who's here," he said. "Mr. Carter," he called, tapping the board with his marker like a game show host. "Think you can tackle this one?" Snickers rippled through the room, uneasy and sharp. Thornton grinned. "Come on, Jamal, you always seem deep in thought." Jamal stood in the hallway, mop in hand, dressed in his worn Navy uniform. J. Carter stitched over the chest pocket. He didn't flinch, didn't blink, just looked into the room. Slowly, he stepped in, leaning his mop against the wall. A few students sat up, expecting a quick quip or retreat. Instead, Jamal walked to the front. "Mind if I try?" he asked, nodding at the board. Thornton raised an eyebrow. "Be my guest." Phones emerged. A girl whispered, "Is he for real?" Jamal picked up the marker, studied the equation, a complex chain rule problem, and paused. Not from uncertainty, but focus, like reading an old book. Then he wrote, deliberate, no flair. "This here's a chain rule," he said, voice low, steady. "Trick is to isolate the inner function first. Keeps it clean." The room went quiet, just the marker's squeak and a chair creaking as someone leaned forward. Thornton crossed his arms, jaw tight. Jamal finished, capped the marker, and stepped back. His work was neat, precise. "That's one way to do it," he said, turning to the class. No one moved. A junior in the back muttered, "He got it right." Thornton opened his mouth, but said nothing. Jamal nodded politely, grabbed his mop, and walked out, shoes squeaking down the hall like nothing had happened. Then Marcus Reed, a senior, spoke up. "Wait, he just did that in his head." Thornton's voice was flat. "Well, he got the answer right." His usual edge was gone, replaced by confusion. Jamal glanced back. "Spent a lot of time with numbers, long ago. They stick with you." A few kids laughed, not at him, but to cut the tension. Phones were out now. Kayla Torres, third row, had recorded it all. By lunch, the clip hit TikTok, captioned, "Our janitor just schooled the calculus teacher." It spread to Instagram, student group chats, then a regional education forum. "Yo, he's solving it," a voice whispered in the video, Jamal's hands steady on the board. Teachers in the lounge buzzed. "MS. Larson, physics," mid-bite of her sandwich. He did a chain rule in his head. "Mr. Conway, English," nodded. No notes, no pause, like it was second nature. Thornton sat silent, grading papers. Principal Harper mused, 6 years here, and no one mentioned he had an academic side. Jamal didn't know he'd gone viral, still used a flip phone. He'd been at Westbridge 6 years, arriving early, leaving late, keeping floors spotless and lights working. No one knew much about him, just that he worked quietly. But now, students lingered by the janitor's closet, not for supplies but to talk. A 12-year-old with a geometry book asked, "Do you tutor, Mr. Carter?" Jamal chuckled. Haven't in a while. You should, the kid said. That was dope. That afternoon, Principal Harper called him to the office. Jamal walked in, gloves on, uniform damp from cleaning under cafeteria tables, cap in hand. Harper leaned forward. Jamal, do you have a background in education or engineering? Jamal hesitated, dusting off an old memory. Went to Purdue, he said quietly. Mechanical engineering, full ride. Harper's eyebrows shot up. You serious? Jamal nodded. Had plans. Life got in the way. Jamal grew up in Muncie, Indiana, a curious kid who loved figuring out how things worked, engines, circuits, anything he could take apart and rebuild. His mom, Lorraine, raised him and his brothers alone, working long shifts at a factory, but always reading to them. Books first, she'd say. The world will try to lock you out. Build your own key. Jamal earned that key valedictorian, state science fair champ, a Purdue scholarship. Freshman year, he tutored peers. Professors noticed his knack. But sophomore year, a call changed everything. Lorraine collapsed at work, late-stage cancer. I'll handle it, she whispered. He didn't listen, taking a semester off, then another, working warehouse jobs, night shifts, anything to cover bills. School faded. Lorraine passed. Dreams scattered, no home, no savings, no advisor checking in. Kept thinking I'd go back, Jamal told Harper. Life doesn't wait. Harper sat silent, the story heavy, real. At home, Jamal kept his Purdue transcripts in a box under his bed, along with a sweatshirt, an old calculator, and a photo with Lorraine at orientation. He never touched it, never tossed it. That night, on his apartment steps, sipping coffee from a thermos, he thought about calculus, his last tutoring session before dropping out. It came back like an old friend. After Lorraine's death, Jamal returned to Muncie, brothers in high school, bills piling up. He worked retail, delivery, mall janitor, night security, chasing stability, not dreams. He'd call Purdue, fill out re-enrollment forms, but never sent them. Then a break. Victor Miles, a contractor in Elkhart, offered steady work. You're sharp and wasted on brooms, Victor said. But the day before starting, Jamal's brother, Devin, got in a school fight, suspended, facing expulsion. Jamal had to stay. Victor gave the job to someone else. That door closed. Jamal took the janitor job at Westbridge, steady, quiet. He liked it in his way. Numbers never left him. He'd glance at math boards, solve problems in his head, sharp as ever. At home, he'd cook grilled chicken, rice, flip through an old engineering book, just to see if he still had it. He did. He just never had a reason to show it until Thornton's jab. The video crossed state lines. Online, people were floored. Man explained it better than my professor. Give him a classroom, not a mop. Monday, Jamal fixed a leaking faucet, unaware of his fame. Teachers paused when he passed. Students nodded with respect. Marcus Reed and two others waited by the library, calculus book open. Mind going through this with us? Marcus asked. Jamal sat on the floor, breaking down a multivariable equation step by step. Not lecturing, but guiding. Someone filmed it. Jamal wouldn't have liked that. In the office, Harper was on the phone with the school board. Yes, Jamal Carter. 6 years here, not faculty custodian. I'd call it overlooked. In the lounge, Thornton read an email with a viral link, closed his laptop without watching. That afternoon, Harper offered Jamal an after-school tutoring program, small, voluntary, paid. You haven't stopped knowing, Harper said. Jamal, hands calloused, replied, I'll think about it. By week 2, Carter's sessions took shape. Students met in the library after school, notebooks open, as Jamal explained with clarity. Isaiah, a freshman failing algebra, now tackled quadratics with confidence. Tasha, who dreaded math, started weekend study groups with Jamal's notes. Teachers stopped by MS. Larson adopted his methods. Coach Rivera asked for a summer prep group. Even Thornton, hesitant, joined, offering problems, his edge softening. One day, Thornton lingered after a session. Thought teaching gave me control, he said. You reminded me it's about showing up, making it count. Jamal nodded. We all lose our way. Some parents grumbled. A janitor tutoring? Harper shut it down. He's an employee, done nothing wrong. Jamal didn't want a title. When Harper suggested an elective class, he declined. Keep it simple. Let the kids come because they want to. At the student showcase, Jamal's table displayed reflections. Students wrote how he helped them see their potential. not by giving answers, but by listening, believing. People stopped saying, "Is he the janitor?" They said, "That's Mr. Carter." That night, Jamal folded his Purdue sweatshirt, placed it in a bin with student thank you notes. Legacy isn't titles, it's what you leave in others. He'd keep showing up every Tuesday and Thursday in that library corner, with kids who reminded him of who he was. Jamal Carter's journey from mock janitor to school hero shows brilliance can hide in the quietest places. His story isn't about revenge, it's about showing up, inspiring, proving no one's too small to make a difference. Jamal didn't seek praise or titles, but by showing up quietly, consistently, he reminded everyone greatness often hides in plain sight. If this story moved you, drop a comment, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their worth, and subscribe for more real stories that inspire. Thanks for listening to Jamal's story. If it reminded you of someone overlooked or someone who believed in you, share it because sometimes the biggest minds hide in the quietest places.